Spy Fox, he lives his life where danger dwells. He spends his days in peril. Spy Fox. Hi, here I am. I'm ranking all the spy gadgets from Spy Fox 1, 2, and 3. There's 28 gadgets. I've narrowed some down. I took the dehydrated skis out, the fake ID maker. It's gotta be goods gadget to qualify for this. 3 tiers I got them in, and there's 4 criteria for placement. Gotta be functional in terms of does it do a cool thing in a cool way. The disguise, is it just an everyday object? Because that's pretty cool. That's what you want out of a gadget. How good and cool is the disguise itself? How well does it hide its gadgetness? And then the cutscene quality, or how interactive is it? You're going to get bonus points if there's some sort of control over the gadget. Maybe. Because ultimately it just depends on my gut feeling. It's just how cool do I think it is. Also, how good is the cutscene? I mean, like, when he uses it, is it like a lot of fun to watch, or are you skipping that? But this is just my opinion. All that matters is my opinion, okay? Alright, so these are the gadgets we're going to be ranking. I've got my technicalities here. Alright, let's talk gadgets.
Good, because a spy without a gadget is like a shopping cart without a broken wheel.
How apt. Now pay attention.
So there's only one gadget that I actively dislike. My bottom gadget is the stealth vac. This is because there's everything wrong with the spy gadget is in this gadget. First of all, there's no disguise. There's no like secret part of like, it looks like this, but really it's this. It just is what it is. Plus this thing like exists. This type of thing, all it does is suck up liquid and then spit it back out. This type of thing exists in real life, so there's nothing kind of cool about that. It doesn't really feel like a spy gadget. It's just sort of like a utility. Also, it's called the stealth vac.
And it does it all in perfect silence.
Professor Quack might say that it's quiet, but I mean, listen to this. So the name is a lie, so it's not a perfect silence like he says it is. And then another thing I don't like about it is the situation in which you're using it. You're taking away the off switch from the villain LaRoche. Now, this is not a good part because if you look at the scene, I mean, he's just staring into space as you do it right in front of him. You're taking away his entire plan, the whole point of the game. Right in front of him, like, you should at least have to, like, distract him or something. But he's just sitting there, eyes glazed over, and it's like, well, what? It just doesn't fit, and so it's the only one that I actively dislike. It's all uphill from here though. So next would be the alarm deactivator, because to me, again, it's not really disguised as anything. It's sort of just like some jumper cables, like that's nothing really exciting about it. And then the scene that you're using it, like, yes, it is interactive, but it isn't all that fun. In fact, Wii World is actually one of my least favorite parts of the second game, and so I don't even really enjoy using this. It's kind of tedious, it's kind of a chore, so I don't really like the alarm deactivator because it's kind of just like some jumper kit. It's just, you know, it's something that exists and it's not a disguise at all. So we have a dual entry next. It is the pearl detector and the duck blind. These things I put together because you always use them together. You never use one independently of each other. And the duck blind is definitely above the pearl detector because it's funny. I mean, he just walks in front of him and he doesn't see it. It's pretty funny, but it's still like, it's coupled with the pearl detector, which is kind of just ugly, just like the stealth vac. Like, this is not Duck whatever Professor Quack's best work. Like, it is, like, it sort of looks ugly. I think it's funny. Like, I don't dislike it. Everything from here on out I do not dislike, but it's just like a sloppy, it feels like, is, you know, it's just not his best work. And yes, it's interactive and that is fun to grab the pearl, but it's just because of the setting in which you use it, I'm just like, well, you know, I could take it or leave it. And then the last one in the low tier is the spy ear. The problem with this one is it's just a cup. Like, because I know this is like a myth, oh, if you hold the cup to the wall, you can hear what the person's saying. So what makes this thing special, you know? And then also, just a side note, every time you do that and those employees are laughing like this,
The spy ear is working.
that laugh always kind of freaked me out. Like, it's like, are you okay? Like, I thought they were choking as a kid. I was like, what's happening to them? So, but you know, it's just a cup, so it is on the low tier. But we will move on to the mid tier now. So the Swiss spy knife is a bit of an exception. You know, you don't get it from the vending machine. Professor Quack gives it to you, and I'm pretty sure it goes in your pocket, not in your spy gadget pocket, if I remember right. But this thing is in the mid tier because it's cool. First of all, it's got the logo on there, so that's fun. And it's funny. They make the cute little toothpick joke, and then it's fun. It's funny. I like when he cuts open the steel. He definitely is like cutting open himself. I mean, it's a pretty big cut there. So I like this one, definitely. The termite grenade, I do like the termite grenade, specifically because of the animation, you know, the cutscene. It's a lot of fun to watch that happen in the Wax Museum. The problem with the termite grenade, to me, why it is ranked pretty low, is because of the disguise. Like, you're making the disguise be a thing that's worse than the actual, like, just carry a jar of termites, and it's like, that's kind of weird, but whatever. But, like, the idea of Spy Fox carrying a weapon, a grenade, is like, that's not what I'm into. I do not want Spy Fox to be carrying weapons. And this is what it is. So you're making the disguise, like if the museum security is like, hey, why do you have a grenade? Like, why is that the thing it's disguised as? So that's why it's kind of low down here. But the spy heat is good. I do like the spy heat. Like, you use it right there at the same area with the thermometer. That's fun. That's very National Treasure. I really like that part. And I know National Treasure came after, but I really like that part. It's fun. I like that thermometer going up. It's not that high just because it's just a can with some heat. It says the word heat on it. There's not a lot to it aside from just like a fun concept.
Oh, no!
And it is fun. We have here two things. They are the Rust Buster and the Spy Toaster. From the third game, you always use these together. And you use them in Chico Pichu. And the Rust Buster is fun. I like when he sprays the things and it looks like bubblegum or cotton candy. Like, I always kind of want to eat it, but that's neither here nor there. So that one's fun, and it's another canned thing next to the heat. And then the Spy Toaster, that one is great. He puts his feet in there, perfectly fit. And then I just like toaster stuff, you know. After dark, I've got that screensaver, brave little toaster. There's toaster stuff with Pajama Sam. You play Harvard, you know, toasters galore. I do like toasters, and it's just a fun
Now it's my turn.
time. And they're a dual entry because you always use those together as well. And so that's that. Next up is the Spy Skates, and this is from the second game. Spy Skates are fun. It's really fun to watch the cutscene. It's really fun how you have to talk to B-Bear in order to get the instructions. You put instructions from like a book of how to do a move into the thing, and they automatically do it for you, and that's a very fun concept, which is why it is where it is. The design is kind of hideous, but it's okay because I like spy gadgets. But you know, the design, I mean, who's not looking at like, what's up with your boot? Why does it have like a thing on it? But it's a great time. It's a great cutscene, and I like it. The Spy Mint. I mean, yeah, this is great because it looks so refreshing. All it is, take the bite and you can see in the dark. It's glow in the dark mint, but you could take a bite out of it. So it is a great thing because it just looks so refreshing. There's not much to say about it other than when you got to get that beauty clay, it's really fun to be underwater. And like, you know, come on, you got to check all the boxes. Spy Fox underwater, that's awesome. So I like it, but in terms of seeing in the dark, we do have a gadget that outpaces it, which is, no pun intended there, is the Spy Shoe. Okay, what's it called? It's called something, Night Vision Shoe. Are you kidding? This is better. This is the first gadget that you're seeing from the first game. This shoe is perfect because in terms of disguise, you can't get any more inconspicuous than a shoe. And it's such a cute little goofy Spy Fox thing that he's got to put it on his eyes, and that's how he sees in the dark. This is what I want in a spy gadget, a normal everyday object that you use in a goofy way to accomplish your spy stuff. And so I really love the Night Vision Shoe. And topping out the mid-tier is the laser toothbrush. Now, you don't get this from the vending machine, you get this from Monkey Penny, but arguably this is the first spy gadget that you'll ever use. We'll get to that, but you know, arguably. But anyway,
Push the button.
this is kind of just perfection. There's nothing. It's an everyday object, perfect. Everything about it is perfect. I mean, what even do you want me to say? The cutscene, great. I mean, you can't get better than it. I mean, I know it's only in the mid-tier, but still. Really nothing I can say. It's iconic. We are going to move on to the top tier now. The Spy Bowling Ball. The Spy Bowling Ball is such a fun idea because here we go, everyday object, so we got that down, we got the disguise, but a little antenna comes out, so that's fun. And then the cutscene where you use it to grab Play-Doh pushpin is just a lot of fun. I mean, Spy Fox bowling, here's another box we can check, like, it's great. And then Poodles has got her evil bowling ball, like, it's just a lot of fun, so it is in the top tier for that reason. The next thing is the Spy Key Replicator. So from the second game, They do have some good gadgets, even though a lot of the gadgets in the second game aren't quite up to par, but the spy key replicator is great because in terms of object, it's just a camera, like that's inconspicuous, but the concept of what you're doing with it
Key 3.
is great. This is so cool. You take a picture of a key, bake it in an oven, that's a very Spy Fox thing to have to do, just bake it in the oven, and then it comes out as the key, so you can counterfeit a key. You don't need no mold or anything. So this is like a perfect concept of what makes a good spy gadget. Okay, here's some heavy hitters. This is the coin trap. The coin trap, I mean, I've already said this is the perfect example of a spy gadget. This is the perfect example of a spy gadget. It's just a coin. It's just a nickel. You just have this coin, and then if somebody tries to pick it up off the ground, it spawns a huge net and they're trapped. Like, this is Spy Gadget 101. It's just a thing, and it does a simple thing, and everything about it is so spy-y, and it's just like you can't get any better than that. I mean, except for all the ones that I have better than that, but you know what I mean. The fingerprint replicator utensil kit. This is the top gadget from the second game, some assembly required. This again is pinnacle peak spy gadget. The scenario is your villain's gotta eat, but he doesn't have any silverware, so what do? Oh, here's a fork. You give him this fork so he can eat, but the fork's got a fingerprint reader on it, which is gonna wirelessly transmit the fingerprint to the spoon, which you keep. Then you go to his secret fortress, you put in his secret hideout in the Dogbot, you put it on there, it's got the fingerprint loaded on the spoon, and now you're in there like swimwear. It is so good. Like, this is exactly a gadget, just everyday object. What are you doing? You're copying a fingerprint. It is, I mean, oh man. Applause. I live for the applause. Next is the rocket-powered origami skateboard. Now, I do consider this to be a spy gadget. You get it from Roger Bohr at the beginning of the third game. Now, in terms of interactivity, you just got to be able to count to 3 and know what colors are. So there's not a lot of interactivity there, but it's a fun way to start out the third game because that cutscene is just like, it's so cool. That's all there is to say. It's a cool cutscene, and so that's why it's in the top tier. And it's a cool, making a skateboard out of paper, it's just a fun idea. It's what we want out of a spy gadget. Canned laughter is great. It's a little bit of a play on, canned laughter. If you're watching a sitcom, it's not real audience, so it's play on words there. But canned laughter is a lot of fun because, first of all, the logo of this can, like, this is inconspicuous. This is taking what Spy Heat was trying to do and making it good because, okay, it's just a can and it's got this logo. Like, I want to drink that, whatever's in there that looks like purple flurp or something. Like, it's a good just design. And it's just a cup, and I love that when he opens it up, the little chuckles come out, and then when you throw it, it really starts. So it's just a fun concept. It's literally canned laughter, where there's laughter inside the can. It's just, again, it's conspicuous. I love it. It's great. What do we got next? It's X-ray gum. Again, inconspicuous object. I mean, I want to eat X-ray gum. That's got to be pretty cool. So that's fun. And then what is the thing? It's interactive. This is the first gadget you're going to use aside from the toothbrush. That's what it is. This is how you know what your game is about to be. So this is the second one I've got from the first game. So this is the first game's got some heavy hitters. I mean, X-ray gum, you use it on Mr. Utterly. It's just, you can't get more iconic than okay, what are we gonna get this time playing through Spy Fox 1? Let's do the check out all this junk in his stomachs. And this is a running theme. You're gonna notice a lot of the food flavored ones or the food themed ones are like my favorites. Here's an exception. Now, these are literally in your pocket. They're not in the spy gadget pocket, and you just have them at the beginning of the game. So this is really the first gadget you ever use, and it's just the pens. And this is a smorgasbord. I'm not going to put in a clip of every different one, but you get some jokes in there, and even when he lands, most of those are jokes. And so it's just like a smorgasbord. This is like a shuffle button for spy gadgets. You don't know what you're going to get, and you're literally using it as you're falling out of the sky onto the island of Acidophilus. So it's a really fun way to start out the first ever Spy Fox game. Oh my god, this is where we get excited. The code phrase decoder compact. Wow. So, not in the Spy Gadget pocket. Also, you don't get it, you get it from Agent Pins, not the Spy Vending Machine. I don't care what anyone says, this is a Spy Gadget, and it is a really good one. What is it? It's a makeup compact, but instead of being an actual makeup compact, so it isn't conspicuous, the little makeup thingies, the square, they're buttons to push, and then the mirror is a screen, and it's going to tell you the secret code phrases. So you got to get the thing from the person, and you click the button, and that's how you find out how to get the thing from the person, You played it, you know. Or you haven't played it and you don't know.
I don't know what you're saying, but I like the sound of it.
It is awesome. And it fits the theme of the game. The game is all about cosmetics, you know, with Poodles galore and her cosmetics empire. And so, I mean, it can't really get any better, you know, except for the top 5, which we are now in, the top 5. Number 5 is the sticky stun bun. Are you kidding me? So this is combining everything that makes the, for example, like the spy mint good, because you gotta take a bite out of it. But then you put in the termite grenade in there too, because you gotta take the little clip out. It's basically the best of both worlds with the spy mint, the termite grenade, and the coin trap. Because you're taking a bite out of there, and it looks so good. I know he says it tastes bad, but I mean, look at that. That looks like, that's a fictional version of a cinnamon bun, where it's like, you're never gonna be able to eat that. It's fictionally good. Like, it's so good looking. And the cutscene is fun. I mean, when they, get stuck up at the top there, that's just like perfecting the coin trap. I mean, even though the coin trap is also great, but it's just everything I want out of a spy gadget. The suction cufflinks. Now here we go. This is number 4. The suction cufflinks are as iconic as it gets, and I said that I'd be ranking these based on how interactive they are. In terms of interactiveness, this is pretty much the gold standard, because it's genuinely kind of hard sometimes, because you got to use it to get past the piranha pool to get into Secret Fortress, William the Kid's Secret Fortress. And so it is just a really good time, because you do have to interact with it. It's fun, it's inconspicuous, they're just cufflinks. Again, a lot of the ones up top, there's nothing really to say about them. They're just perfect. My number 3 of the top tier, holy mackerel, it is the spy putty. This has impacted my life, folks. Like, when I would go, silly putty, okay? That's what this is. It's silly putty, but it's spy putty. So silly putty, I got that as a kid, and I tried to use it to copy things on paper, and it didn't work. Like, because this is taking something that exists and then warping it a little bit fictionally to make it, like, awesome. Just like the sticky stun bun or whatever, or the cufflinks. Like, it is just perfect. And what do? You use it to copy the invitation to get onto the SS Deadweight. Perfect and iconic part of the first game. I mean, if you're alive and you don't know what the freaking spy putty is in the Spy Fox 1, it's everything. It's everything to me. Oh, we only got 2 more left. Number 2, runner-up, Grappling Granny. Are you kidding me? Look at her. She is ready to go. So if you don't know what this is, in Spy Fox 3, you got to get over some, whatever that is, quicksand. And so she's going to get past that quicksand. So what do? You squeeze her like you do with dolls, like, hello, you know, and then it booms out. Her teeth come out of there, and that's how you cross around. Now, this is perfect because it's inconspicuous. I mean, it's just some random doll. He just has this doll. And, I mean, and it's not even, nefarious. Like, you're just using it, those teeth, those dentures, cute little joke there. I mean, look at those cat eye glasses.
Do your stuff.
To get all around. And it can be interactive. If you're in the bowling shoes permutation, this is kind of an interactive spy gadget, and you use it every time you cross by that quicksand. And the consistency of that quicksand is just what I want to see. It's brave little toaster. It's never-ending story artex. That's the kind of consistency I like to see in my quicksand.
That quicksand is the consistency of Grandma Fox's oatmeal.
So, Grappling Granny, I mean, there's nothing bad to say. It shivers up the spine how good it is. We are getting to the number 1 gadget. The number 1 gadget of all of these. If you know what it is, you know all the gadgets. But for those of you who don't know all the gadgets, you don't know what's coming to you. It is the spy. It is the cheese and safe crackers. It is the cheese and safe crackers. Okay, now this is the embodiment of a spy gadget in every way. First of all, it's a food-based thing, which we know I like the food-based spy gadget. But it's also inconspicuous. Look at that. It's just some cheese and crackers, and there's nothing about it that says this is a spy gadget. It says safe on the top of it, but that's fine. No one's gonna be like, oh, well, then it's something you use to decode the combination to a safe. What are you doing with this gadget? You are decoding the combination to a safe in order to get the punch card in order to disarm the milky weapon of destruction. That's as bread and butter of a spy thing as there ever is to do, we gotta decode this safe. So how do you use it? I mean, you use it in an honorable way that it really would be used if this was really a spy gadget. You take out the crackers and they have like pixels in there and they tell you what the combination is. But when he spreads that cheese to stick this stuff on there, I mean, don't tell me you don't want to eat that. I want to eat that. That, like, for, you know, when you eat cheese and crackers, the cheese is like amazingly awesome and kind of gross at the same time. Look at that. I mean, don't you want to eat that? I mean, that cheese and crackers. And then you using it behind the secret portrait in that apartment. So my favorite permutation of any Spy Fox game is the punch card permutation of the first game, because you get to use this gadget. Because it's not easy. You got to go to the easel thing in order to get the which painting it is. And, like, you know, if you know what you know, like, if you've played the game, you know what I'm trying to say here. So it is iconic, and it is the best spy gadget, I will say for sure.
Aha!
He has the gadgets to make him cool. He can escape any trap.
So that's it. This is the breakdown. I mean, you know, we got 7 things from Some Assembly Required, 13 things from Operation Ozone, and then 8 from Dry Cereal, and this is how those go. So clearly Dry Cereal is on the top. I rank these the same way I rank the games themselves, with Some Assembly Required on the bottom, Operation Ozone, and then Dry Cereal on top. So this is how it comes out. If I have a 30 Humongous Entertainment Games ranked video, where these are all top 10s, but they are gauged this way, 2, 3, and 1. Well, that was fun, so bye-bye now.
Spy Fox won't take any